And welcome to the Sports Show. Mike Max, Patrick Royce, Lavelle E. Neal, and the one and only Sid Hartman. We start with the Gophers tonight because I'm not saying you and I said that we didn't think this guy's a great athletic director, but we didn't, and he got fired.
Well, you talking about Mr. Teague?
Yeah.
Mr. Teague, Rice, he has a little different opinion about him, but the only thing I can't understand is how a guy who's athletic director can do the things he did and knowing he's going to get fired. I mean, the thing is, I heard from a very good source that he wanted out of here. He just
Well, there's no question about that.
I'm talking about before this.
Yeah, trying to get another athletic director job, yeah.
He's been looking for
through the search firms.
Job. A guy I know who used to be around here said he was looking for a job, and he places people.
Right.
And
I know exactly who you mean.
Huh?
I know who you mean.
And the North Carolina job was open for a while. I don't know if it's full or not.
He's not going to get there. He wasn't going to.
And he had a background there, but he was fed up with the failure to be able to raise money, and he just didn't like to set up here.
Well, the coaches didn't like him much.
It's got nothing to do with. It's got nothing to do with him being stupid enough to send out those texts. It was, I just can't. As an alcoholic, I've been sober since '81. Though it drives me nuts when they say, "Well, alcohol is an excuse," and then they use it as their excuse.
I agree.
If you're an idiot, alcohol gives you an excuse to act like an idiot, but you have to be an idiot first to act like an idiot.
You said it in your column.
Yes.
Yeah. And so he is what he is.
Yep.
But we knew some of this before. I mean, I'm not saying he has a history of sexual harassment, but at VCU, he left his house unlocked all the time. People could come and go as they please. He was party central.
But all that stuff is just kind of innuendo, and I mean, until he did something and put it in concrete. And I guess I'm told the big thing was because it was other university employees. If you text somebody that's not a university employee, it still doesn't matter.
Here's my thing, and I don't have any inside information, but it seems like there's more. There's maybe other instances here, just in this one instance. I can't believe this one.
He lived right across downtown, and he liked downtown. He liked hanging out downtown, and somebody gets a hold of his expense accounts, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, but he's a single guy, so a lot of stuff. What can you say, Sidney?
Here's the thing: our newspaper was trying to get information from the University of Minnesota regarding some of these things that was going on. The rumors were that he was drinking around town, and we.
Well, he's basically admitted that now.
I didn't hear it, but somebody in our department heard it, and they were in the process, and they couldn't, for some reason, they couldn't get the stuff. But the thing I can't understand, too, I had somebody else come up to me and says, if those women were smart, they'd have walked away from them.
Yeah, I don't. Nope. I give the women the credit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing: when you're reading the texts,
that's as grotesque.
When you're reading
as I
the
can see.
texts, and you go from, "Hey, you're cute," to "Do you want to go skinny dipping?" to
Yep.
I said, I must be missing 3 pages of text here.
Yeah. How do we get from A to Z?
How do we get to B to C?
Yep.
So I don't know.
No, those tests were so
Goodbye,
graphic, so
Norwood.
grotesque.
You're going to have to find another occupation.
Well, what he'll do is end up with one of those search firms.
This University of Minnesota, it seems like there's always something weird happening at this university.
Yes, there is.
When I first started working here, the academic scandal had hit, and then they had the problems with the students misbehaving and the hockey team drinking at Bullwinkles. It seems like there's always something going on.
Those are small.
Here's the bad part, though, and I wrote this, too, is you go around the university, every time you turn around a corner, there's a placard up telling you about sexual harassment and sexual assault, and that's the big issue on the campus now. And then you have one of your senior leaders doing this.
They're talking about getting a sign-off before you have sex, over at the university, and now you got this.
Yeah, exactly.
What's hard to understand is how these people in sports, they make so much money, and they have all these domestic problems and all these drinking problems, and why they can't control themselves when they have such a good position.
Sid,
But I saw it happen in my family. My father was an awful alcoholic. He made things miserable for our family.
But he didn't text anybody.
No.
What we have learned is that this stuff cuts through every social economic level. Because people in power make bad decisions all the time, and Nora Teague is the latest in that list.
Well,
Some make good decisions, but you don't really get credit
A
for
lot
those.
make good decisions, but there's a few that make it worse for everyone.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if...
Why aren't these guys smart enough to know that they're going to get in trouble if they do these things?
Because sometimes when you have power, you think you can get away with everything.
Yes.
You know, yeah, and by the way, a lot of times you say, well, why would you do something? Well, who knows where you got away with this in the past that nobody.
A famous football coach once said that female companionship is undefeated, and that's the problem.
That's not the word I heard
That's
you
the
use before.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Yep. So where do they go from here? I like that Dan O'Brien.
Hey, he was a mediocre athletic director at Hamlin.
You know, he got him up. He got him some facilities.
Yeah,
He got Verdugo and Wohler.
He had a good candidate for the job in his column, but I talked to Mr. Thompson every time he comes up here, and he's very happy in his position, and he's making big money. He just got a big TV contract for the conference. He'd be a great candidate, but I don't think he's a thing.
Are you part
I
of the search
think
committee?
the thing they ought to do is give the job to Dan O'Brien. He's been athletic director before. He did a real good
It's
job.
really a lot like when Dienart got hired. Dienart had gone to St. Thomas, then worked as the AD, then worked his way into
He's
associate.
just a stooge for kill, though. You got to have somebody in there who's not just going to bow down to kill.
What about the interim athletic director?
I don't think that she's got much of a chance. I don't know. She's a nice lady. I just don't think she's got enough background.
I love Dan O'Brien as a human being, but I don't think so. I wouldn't.
Well, you're going to be surprised because I think right now.
Well, then Jerry Kill named the athletic director.
Or it could be kill the AD.
No, he can't do both jobs. He's got
can't do that.
He's got enough stress in his
Yeah, we just went through a situation here.
But they're so desperate for fundraising, and he's the only one that's had a magic touch. That's
Does
why
that
they're
ground
looking
to a
at it.
halt now? That fundraising?
Now, what about John
Greg
Anderson?
Thompson would take the job if they went to him.
No question.
Lou Nanny.
How about John Anderson?
John Anderson, I think, would do a good job. And I think he'd be very qualified. He's been there for a long, long time. And here's the thing. When they went to hire a basketball coach, they couldn't get one. When they went to hire an athletic director, they couldn't get one. When they went to hire a football coach, Kill was not one of the top choices for this job. Their number one guy was Billy Hoke. And the second guy was the guy from Connecticut that went to Miami. They have not been able to hire anybody like Barry Alvarez or somebody like that.
Don't you think this comes back to a local this time? Because you just went through the search firm and ended up with Norwood Teague. You're going to have to get somebody that's
I don't
locally
think
ingrained.
they'll have a search committee. I think that the president will appoint the
Okay, so do you hold the president at all accountable for this hire? Because he did it by himself.
Yep.
Yeah. The president is the best president they've had for sport.
He hired Norwood
Teague on his own.
Norwood Teague, the
On his own.
How much does this hurt his reputation, Sid?
Pardon me?
How much does it hurt his reputation?
Reputation?
The president's reputation by hiring Teague.
Yes.
Well, they had a search committee for
No,
Teague.
that was his baby. He got it from one of those search firms and took
No, I don't think so.
it. Look it up. Take a break.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Bobby and Steve's Auto World. Go to BobbyandSteve'sAutoWorld.com for huge savings on everything from convenience store items to everything under the hood of your car.
Quality. It's the result of shared values. The joy found in an honest day's work. Respect for true American craftsmanship and the need, not the want, to get things right. It's the result of remembering your roots, being forever humbled by how far you've traveled, and forever hungry to push on further. Quality is a result. Quality is who we are. Cambria. Family owned, American made.
You're watching CW-23.
Ram has the best towing, the best torque, the best payload, or the best fuel economy.
Baby, let's ride, chase a little sunset.
So your summer can be one wild ride.
Baby, let's ride.
Hurry in for $1,000 bonus cash at the Ram Summer Clearance Event. Well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2015 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 for $239 a month.
The wait is over. Hurry on in for the bold, juicy, and savory Subway sandwich. Introducing a masterpiece of awesome flavor. Our steak and cheese sandwich, now with our signature horseradish sauce. Tempt your taste buds with a generous layer of tasty lean steak, crisp vegetables, and rich slices of melted cheese. Then top it off with a can't-wait taste of our new bold horseradish sauce. The horseradish steak and cheese sandwich. Why wait any longer? Be bold. Subway. Eat fresh.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but your child has been hit by a drunk driver.
Don't drink and drive, because in real life, there is no rewind. Plan for a sober ride.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Looking for a nice, big, juicy rack of ribs?
Fabulous chops, huge steaks, and the Buddy Bowl? Then J.D. Hoyt's is the place for you. Hoyt's opened in 1983, and Mike Andrews and his partner John White have kept this Minnesota tradition at the top of the food chain. Managing owner Pat Montague gives us a tour.
At J.D. Hoyt's, enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, great food, friendly service, private dining room, second-to-none happy hour, and great outdoor dining, just blocks from the new ballpark.
Located at 394 in North Washington, locally owned, nationally known, Hoyt's.
J.D. Hoyt's on your way downtown, anywhere around town. Stop by, see Pat and the gang. J.D. Hoyt's, it's great steak, great seafood, great salad even. J.D. Hoyt's, perfect on your way to downtown Minneapolis. The Minnesota Vikings tonight, we didn't see the regulars for long.
No. It's just a short period at a time, and I think you'll see a lot more of them next Saturday night when they play Tampa. It's amazing. August, and already by next Saturday, they'll have played 2 games.
Yeah, well, they got the extra game. Patrick, I guess it was what we expected.
Yeah, Pittsburgh didn't even play the first team for the first series, but the Vikings, you know, they play them. I don't know. It's Sid and I were talking before the show started. There's no group that gets robbed worse than ticket holders for the
preseason game.
Unless you get the third game, unless you happen to have the third game as a home game.
Yeah, this year the 4th, but yeah.
Yeah, this year the 4th. You get to see nobody. So I don't know. They were 4-0 in the exhibition games last year.
I was thinking about that. Is that what they were?
Yeah, 4-0. So it means nothing.
Why was AP even in uniform before the game? Because I saw
team morale, spirit, show that he's involved.
Roethlisberger was running around in a tracksuit.
Was he?
Yeah, on the sideline with a earplug on. He was like suited up with pads and everything. Why? What's the point?
We were down there the other day. What did you get out of that? You had some conversations with some people.
You don't get nothing. The most boring thing I think is
watching practice.
Is watching college football, pro football, high school football.
The practices.
But I do think they have more talent than they had last year. Certainly having Peterson makes a big difference, and the quarterback has a big difference. But I wasn't. They started their first team defense, and they didn't look too good. The little I saw tonight.
I saw Mike Kafka throw a touchdown pass. Does he have a chance to make the team as a backup?
Well, that number 3 is up for grabs.
Either him or the rookie from Old Dominion.
Yep.
Whose arm is still sore from throwing 70 passes a game.
I remember Kafka rolled up about 500 yards of offense against the Gophers.
Were you at that? I was at the Dome still.
He ran for like with 3
Remember that?
Yes.
He was like the backup, had to start that
That's
week.
right.
And he just took over the game completely.
He just was running up and down the field. Mike Kafka.
Kafka.
Huh?
Kafka.
Yeah.
Okay.
The optimism on this thing is unbelievable, though. Man, it doesn't take much for
it doesn't.
fans of a football team to get excited. Last night, Packers had a passing scrimmage at Lambeau Field. 70,000.
So they've had 70,000 for Favre.
Passing scrimmage.
They had 70,000 for Favre and 70,000 for this.
No, they had 58,000 for Favre to come out and go like this.
Yeah.
They had 70,000 for a passing scrimmage last night.
Wow.
It's amazing, that franchise. I mean, all these people got stock, but they can't get a nickel back for
No, they
it.
just put it on their wall.
They now got a cheesehead that says, "I'm an owner."
Do they? Why not, right?
And they got a waiting list for this stock. They got a waiting list, and it's worthless.
Hey, my father was a bondholder at Met Stadium, too.
Really?
What did he get out of that?
He got a certificate saying he owned a bond, which was
What did it
useless.
cost him?
I don't know, $50 or
Something like that, yeah.
What was the identity of the one stockholder who showed up at the meeting wearing a Vikings jersey ever?
Yeah, my
figured out?
grand found him.
He found him?
My grand found him.
Is he a local guy then, or is he lives in Wisconsin? Or?
He had a friend who invited him to come down, so he just walked in. For Vikings.
They're the most rabid fans of almost anybody. They can do no wrong. But they did have a little slump there for a while, and they brought in a couple guys. The Northwestern athletic director came in as one of the executives. I don't know what
In
his
Green Bay?
name is.
I don't know who that was.
And they turned this thing around, and they'll be tough to beat again.
For
Ron
sure.
Wolf,
What did
Ron
you?
Wolf turned it around. He went to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he went in the Hall of Fame last night. What did you think of Mick Tingeloff going to the Hall of Fame? Tarkington gave a very brief speech. I said Tarkington gave a very brief speech, an emotional
I think
speech
that
for
was
Mick Tingeloff.
Tingeloff's, not the show up Tingeloff that he couldn't talk.
Yeah.
That's why they did that. Tarkington would have liked to make his speech. I'll tell you what, that Jerome Bettis, he set an all-time record. He must have talked for an hour and 20 minutes.
Well, Junior Seau's daughter sold the show, but Mick Tingeloff, Patrick, over the years, you know him?
I could never figure out why he wasn't in the, what took so long. I mean, you know, all these other centers were, Jim Langer went in. Jim Langer played great player, but I think he played 9 years.
Yep.
This guy played 17
17
never
without
missed a
missing.
game. Never missed a game. I could never figure out why he never got in. Sid would know better than I. He was in the meeting.
I'm sure.
Why didn't he get in? Why did it take so long?
Tingeloff? The Super Bowl has a lot to do with how people get in. If you look at the Super Bowl list, you see Pittsburgh guys, you see Dallas guys. They're the numbers. For some reason, if they play in the Super Bowl, they get in. But a lot of centers got in, and Grant felt that he was the best center he had seen in football since Chuck Bednarik he played with the Philadelphia Eagles. But he just couldn't get the
I gotta
vote.
say, you know, Tim Brown gave this speech, and it was interesting because I didn't realize this. He went to Notre Dame, and he was a non-factor as a freshman, and then Lou Holtz showed up and said, "Who is this guy?" And he called him and said, "Are you on drugs? What's the problem? Why didn't you play last year?" And he said, "No." And then he made him into it. He said, "You're going to be one of the best players in the country." But, I mean, it just speaks to if one coach gets you instead of the other coach.
Maybe the Bears, maybe that'll help the Bears this year, having a new coach here.
Well, I guess the Vikings have been to more Super Bowls than the Bears, and the Bears haven't had any problems getting their players in the Hall of Fame.
The Vikings haven't had. Vikings got a bunch of men now.
They do, yeah. Go ahead.
I voted on that thing for 35 years. And the one thing I never could understand, you take a guy like Taylor of the Giants on drugs, everything in the world, but that did not count against those guys in when it comes to getting in the Hall of Fame.
Well, Lawrence-
And I can never understand that.
Well, he was the best pass rusher ever. That might have had something to do with it. So.
Take a break, come back, stay with us.
But still,
Ever wonder, why do I hear but not understand? Scientists at Cambridge University discovered the answer. Inside your cochlea, there are thousands of tiny hearing hair cells. Poor hearing occurs when regions of these hair cells die. Amplifying a dead region with hearing aids makes you hear worse, not better. The result of this study is a hearing clarity breakthrough. Using standard test equipment, dead regions of your cochlea are identified. Then, a new type of frequency-shaping hearing aid is programmed to bypass the dead regions. Only your usable hearing hair cells receive amplification. Brilliant. A local study is underway. 100 citizens with hearing problems are needed to receive this testing and then wear the tiny device for 10 days, recording your results. Call now to see if you qualify. Volunteers may keep the product at a special discount if they desire. Don't miss this opportunity. Call now.
Thanks for watching CW-23.
Hi, I'm John Hines. And Bobby and Steve's Auto World is the place you should come for car washes, oil changes, tires. As a matter of fact, anything and everything under the hood of your car. You're in great hands at Bobby and Steve's Auto World, where serving people is the most important part of their business.
Schedule an appointment online for your spring car care special. Get an oil change, car wash, tire rotation, and $5 on your World Rewards card for only $39.95. While there, visit our convenience store or enjoy something from our Chevy grill.
Welcome back to the Sports Show. Mike Max, Patrick Royce, Steve Lavelle, E. Neal, and Sid Hartman. And before we move on, the Twins is next on the list, but we're just talking about that Hall of Fame. Has anybody sorted out how the numbers are going to be sorted out for the steroid era? You know, they talk about, can we come up with or reducing? Is that ever going to happen for Hall of Fame?
Major League Baseball? Man, I tell you, it's a tough thing. And the thing upsets me is that the problem started in the locker rooms, and the trainers overlooked it, and the coaches overlooked it, and the managers overlooked it, and the GMs overlooked it, and the owners overlooked it. The cans kicked down the street to the media.
We overlooked it.
So now we've overlooked it, but now we're starting to not vote for some people, and everything's coming down on the writers. It's not the easiest thing to do. Some people believe that we should just vote them all in because you don't know what juice players we're facing, juice pitchers.
That's not saying. Does anybody ever come up with a formula or a way?
Here's my formula. If you got caught, I don't vote for you. It's like America. If you're an embezzler and you don't get caught, you don't go to jail.
And it's not your job to figure it out.
See, I agree with that. We have to act on the information we have. We know that A-Rod lied twice. He's not getting in.
Yeah. McGuire, Sosa, Palmeiro.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Clemens. Exactly.
Move it down to Twins. There's not much to talk about right now, Lavelle. This is as bad a stretch as we've seen.
Oh, guaranteed.
I'd rather have a colonoscopy now than trying to watch the team play. Today was unbelievable.
I'll guarantee you there's guys in the Hall of Fame who have cheated with steroids or something.
Gee, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Lavelle, go ahead.
If the Twins starting pitcher, over the last 7 games, the Twins Twin starters have a 13.8 ERA, and if that's going to be the norm for the rest of the season, they're going to have a tailspin like they've had in the last 3, 4 seasons, and we're going to start wondering about them losing 90 games again.
Big surprise to me has been Gibson going in the tank. I thought him getting 9 days coming out of the All-Star break would reinvigorate him, but he's been terrible.
Pitch inside. Move some people off the plate and open up the other half of the plate.
But why collectively has this happened? I mean, it's everybody's bad.
You know, Irvin Santana, his stuff is horrible. They may
Hughes
have to,
today.
Hughes didn't have it today, but Hughes has been. It's been a tightrope with him this year because his velocity's down 2 to 3 miles an hour, and I think it's affected him. He's had to come. He tries to invent pitches during games, and tries to trick his way through. And he's going to have moments like this. It's just not his year. He's got to figure out how to get some more velocity back.
Talk about the Twins.
Yeah.
Yes, and the bad starting pitching.
What's harder to understand is they have come up with 3 pretty good young players. Hicks is hitting about 285 right now. That Eddie, he's having a good year. And Sano has done some pretty good stuff. And Hunter has done some pretty good stuff. But what happened to him?
Offensively, they haven't collectively haven't done a lot of good stuff in this road trip.
Dozier was carrying them before the All-Star break.
He really
and
was.
He's been terrible coming out of the All-Star
He hit
break.
2 home runs to save him. That's it.
And that was the thing. If they're going to have a chance at this, Dozier's going to have to continue to pound the ball like he has. Hughes is going to have to be effective, and they're going to have to figure out how to get to the 9th inning with Perkins out of that bullpen. But everything's breaking
But
down
even
right
the
now.
9th inning's no guarantee right now.
No, I know. Perkins is even.
That stuff
it's
isn't
tough,
really,
but
that stuff
you know
isn't as good lately either.
You know, they lived large in May, and they were like 12 games over 500 at one point, and they were probably playing over their heads a little bit. They're probably settling
An
back.
overvalued stock, huh?
I think so.
Take a break, come back.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Case Law. For all your legal needs, not your typical law firm. Griffin Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than to need us and not know us. Edge Marketing and Promotional Products. From T-shirts to swag, featuring over 100,000 products. We can put your logo on anything. And Vincent's Limousine Service, serving your corporate and private transportation needs since 2005.
If you guys could go on a free shopping spree anywhere, where would you go? I'd go to the grocery store. Pizza, ice cream. I'd go shop for clothes. You know where I go? I'd go to Ticket King. Ticket King! At Ticket King, you can buy great seats for the Vikings, the Wild, the Timberwolves, and of course the Twins. We love the Twins. Yep, this is where I go. Vikings, Twins, Wild, Timberwolves, Gophers, theater, and concerts too. For details, go to TicketKingOnline.com. Any ticket, anytime, anywhere. It's the real thing. It's Ticket King. Right, Dad?
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's for sure.
You're watching CW-23.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Beacon Bank, responsive, reliable, reassuring. Go see Bob Weiss and his group about living the American dream. Yes, Beacon Bank today. You had a chance to talk to Gary Bettman and others the other day when they're bringing back the Blackhawks and the Wild.
Well, the Blackhawks said they played in 6 games.
Everybody wants to play the Blackhawks.
They
outside.
played in more games than anybody, and their officials were saying that the TCF Stadium will have the best sight line of any of those games.
It's a good cozy stadium.
The way it's built. And they were also saying...
Still won't see the puck.
Huh?
You still won't see the puck.
You know what they got is that big screen. That's what you watch the game on.
Watch on TV.
Well, Patrick Kane playing the game. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now with his latest allegations of sexual assault.
Nice ticket prices, Sid. Cheapest ticket.
$500.
Cheapest tickets $109 to sit up with the Seagulls.
But they'll sell out. Those hockey nuts will buy the tickets.
I can tell you where I'm gonna be on February 21st. Fort Myers.
With LaBelle.
Yeah.
Watching it on TV.
Outdoor hockey's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Go in an arena where you can watch it. Who cares?
I like that as a novelty, but every year now, you know, the Blackhawks playing
How about
Detroit.
the ticket prices?
Hey, let's bring it down to
How about
sit
the
down.
ticket
Hang on, This
prices?
is your opportunity to pontificate about anything you want. Sit on Sid. Go ahead. Look in the
He's
camera.
talking about ticket prices.
Hey, give your thoughts. Whatever you want.
He's talking about ticket prices. $560 for the Ryder Cup.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's the price.
So, is that your comment? It's expensive.
The sports getting, and out there, we're all be during the Ryder Cup at the stadium. There you go. Good night, everybody.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Bobby and Steve's Auto World. Go to BobbyandSteve'sAutoWorld.com for huge savings on everything from convenience store items to everything under the hood of your car.